Hey, my name is PolishLynx and welcome to the latter horror visual novel. Let's continue because someone called us and let's see who that is, right? It figures Rebecca would be one to find me in this embarrassing state. Honestly, I don't like it when she sees me like this, which seems to happen a lot regardless of what I want.
Rebecca, now's not a good time.
The concert I expect from her when I turn isn't there, however. Instead she just looks, well, the storm I left brewing last night. It's right on her face, ready to be unleashed.
When is it ever a good time for you? You're always so busy with everything now. Now I find you here, sneaking out without even bothering with a proper goodbye. Not even a word. Really, I'm starting to think you're just keeping me around for my couch and my cooking.
Becca, it's not what you're thinking. I wasn't planning on sneaking out. I was going to say goodbye. I just had to take this call. Although I'm not gonna lie, couch is great. 10 out of 10. Would sleep again.
Stop it with the jokes, Ashton. I'm not in the mood.
Her bitterness is not lost on me. But at this point of our friendship, in our lives, how does she still expect me to answer that? What am I supposed to tell her now?
Are you still mad about last night?
She merely raises an eyebrow at me, which, to be honest, is all the response I need. Seeing her like this makes me believe those things even sees the part where Rebecca scares him sometimes. I've certainly seen this more than once already. But the familiarity of it doesn't really take away from the downhill turn this conversation is starting to take. Only an awkward cough serves as a way to stall.
Okay, of course you're still mad. But whatever happened last night, I really am sorry. I'll apologize as many times as you want. If you want, I'd even kneel or something.
Ashton, an apology is nice and all, but that's not what I wanted to hear from you today.
Alright, fine, okay. Where do you want to start?
Oh, I don't know. I've honestly lost track of it by your third trip to the buffet table.
Wait. Oh, alright, that's surprising. How the hell did I have mingled two different headphones with each other? Actually, headphones and earphones, okay. Weird, anyway.
I wasn't... The drive up there took a bit. Can you blame me if I wanted to grab some appetizers?
Oh, come on, Ash! For the whole evening? For the whole party? Please don't tell me that's all you did, because I've never known you as someone who pigs out. You even took great lengths to avoid me. Should I also mention how you ignored Zach? Sometimes I get the feeling you don't want to be seen with us in public. Some friendship, huh?
You know it's not like that. It's never going to be like that, Becca.
I'll ask this again. Just what were you up to during the party?
Something.
What were you doing that you couldn't even take 2 seconds to make time for your friends?
I couldn't even look her in the eye. It wasn't that I avoid them. I did it to keep Zach safe, to keep Rebecca safe. Just in case, Client or family friend. It was still a party hosted by a person of interest. By a man accused years ago of murdering a person's wife to get what he wanted. Wait, what? Huh. But then Chief showed up, and a riot happened, and look, Wright just can't be bothered to die peacefully somewhere. All of a sudden, none of my original reasons mattered. If I was found out right then and there, hell, if Zach and Rebecca's connection with me was found out, who knows what might have happened. But Rebecca doesn't understand that, doesn't understand what I can and can't say to keep them from harm. It's all in her eyes, in the timeline of her lips and her furrowed brows. The hurt. This day is just off to a wonderful start. Yeah, mine was off to a wonderful start as well. First, my case, now Becca. How do I even go about this? Stretch the truth? Or insist it's confidential? Stretch the truth, lie, insist it's confidential? Not really lie, right? I mean, it is kinda confidential. So, what up?
It's confidential, Rebecca.
I wonder how many times I've told her that. And not just her, my dad, my mom, Zach, and even Isabella. How many times have I told them what essentially boiled down to mind your own business to make sure they're all safe, to keep them out of danger. My job isn't a game. It isn't as glamorous as the television portrays it to be. I had thought so too as a child, and that was a good choice. I guess I was so clueless back then, wasn't I? But boy did I learn. The good guys don't always win. Justice isn't always served. Investigation is not looking at a crime scene once to get an eureka moment. It's sleepless nights at the crime lab with the tech guys. It's several days wearing the same clothes with Chinese takeout stays because I'm staking out a place. It's frustration when bureaucracy hinders you from looking into a case any further, or when you know the suspect is guilty but they get away scot-free on a technicality. It's seeing anger and pain and despair with every case.
I know you have a mountain of questions, but I've told you this so many times before. I can't say much more than that.
Still, the look on Rebecca's face, the resentment and the pain. It hurts me as well to think that I'm the cause of that. It's a familiar one too, something I've seen a lot over the years. I wonder how long it will take before Zach starts giving me the same one. Or until I've hurt Isabella in a way that any sincere apology won't ever be enough. What a mess. I'm a mess, and it's the people close to me who have to suffer for it.
I guess, if that's the case, there's nothing much I can do about it. You're off being a... what? A hero, I guess? And I shouldn't rag on you for that.
I could never get used to how quick she just forgives me for whatever shit you think I do. Zach and Isabella too. They're all been patient with me, unlike I with them. I don't deserve any of them for the kind of person I've turned out to be. Well, that's my approach to people as well.
I'm hardly a hero, Becca. I'm just... Ash.
I think that's a play on words. Like literally Ash. I expect a retort, another one laced with bitterness. Instead she laughs. Half-hearted, with barely a hint of fear in it, but it's a laugh nevertheless. Honestly don't know what to make of it, what to do with myself upon hearing it. It's almost like the mere sound of it is meant to pierce.
The least you could have done is tell me. Maybe I could have helped, kept an ear and an eye out for you. I don't know. I could have been Irene Adler, maybe?
Her smile doesn't quite reach her eyes, but the mask, she tries so hard for me. I give her a smile of my own, though I imagine it comes off as unenthusiastic as hers. It's far easier to slip back to banter when it's like this, so just brush off everything. At least this way, we wouldn't have to deal with awful things.
The woman? Don't flatter yourself. Nancy Blue, more like.
Nah.
Her sidekick would beg to differ, Ashette.
I couldn't stop the wry grin from forming in my lips. Probably still has the photo from that contest. Keeps it in her old diary. I never did find either of the two after I threatened to burn them. In the end, I just never brought it up again, hoping she'd just forget about the whole thing. But the small smile on her face says a lot. Those were good times. A lot simpler, a lot more peaceful. Now things have changed. We're no longer the same people we were as kids. Growing up together doesn't mean it always has to be just the two of us in the first place. It's a dumb notion to believe in, when nothing ever remains constant. Things will inevitably change through the years. In fact, it already has, long ago. Not just with the people we allowed into our respective lives, but also with us, as people, as friends. It really does get complicated as we get older, doesn't it? Not everything has to be full. Even if it's in the form of promise I have no idea when I'll be able to fulfill.
I swear, I'll explain when it's all over.
The silence afterwards brings an even heavier air between us. Something that Rebecca thankfully doesn't allow to linger more than necessary.
I suppose you have to go now, huh?
The situation is already awkward as this. Dragging this out will only make it more... what? Difficult? Messed up. As if it isn't already.
Back to your case again?
I don't really have to. I have no case. As far as the job is concerned, I have the weekend off until I have to report to Chief on Monday. Oh, I don't want to just throw in towel on this. Orders are orders. This isn't like the movies. I don't get to say, fuck off, throw my gun and bash at him, become some vigilante, save the day and get my job back. I'd rather get my ass thrown in jail than do any of that. But it's also not in my nature to sit still and do nothing. It'll drive me crazy if I just idle about. Besides, there is someone who has to know about this whole look right thing.
Yeah, I need to go talk to Professor Clark. And there's something else I need to look into.
That other matter is she mentioned last night, specifically. The same stuff Zachary has also been trying to tell me. Things even the news have been lasting out to the general populace lately. Evening, afternoon, morning, all deaths with the same modus, blamed on a single serial killer. Or is it still the case?
Found dead in the early hours of the morning today. The fire was contained within the room and no other tenants were harmed, according to Luxborn police.
We're grasping at straws as far as these murders are concerned. In the first place, I'm not even the one heading the investigation, yet look at me treating it as if it's another high-profile case on my shoulder. How sad is that? Although all three of my friends have mentioned seeing something strange. I don't want to go into that line of thinking for now. Not yet, not until I've exhausted every logical argument I could throw at it. You know what? He's a bit like... What was his name? The guy from Umineko. Umineko no Naku Korani. What was his name? God damn it. Whatever. But he's a bit like that. Doesn't believe in paranormal at all. And believes everything can be logically explained, right? I like it. To be honest, I don't know how to take all of this anymore. But I've already given Isabel my word. It would bother me more if I didn't follow up on the promise I made to her. And after Rebecca's claims last night, there won't be enough sarcasm in the world if what my friends have been telling me is true. I can only hear Isabella's laughter, in fact.
Figures. What else can it be?
It's not another case. It's something else. That issue Isabella mentioned yesterday morning. I'm sure you remember, you were there.
Well, at least you're not neglecting all your friends.
Becca, I promised her I'll...
She doesn't wait for me to finish. With a roll of her eyes, she turns around and shuts the door in my face. Childhood friends are a pain. I have no idea what I've said this time, but...
I probably deserve that.
We'll just have to fix this some other time. By then, her temper's sure to have cooled off significantly. Hopefully. We'll find out sooner or later, maybe. What? Oh my god, I thought there was going to be like a movie, I think. Like, freaking scene shown, actually. Movie thing. Rebecca confronted Ashton about what happened at the party the night before, unable to ask her any details. The latter simply admitted it was confidential. Although Rebecca accepted this, her displeasure remained evident on her face. Let's continue. For now, I can't lay around, gotta attend to things that matter more. Professor Clark first, deliver the bad news. Then the issue with BRC and Isabella. Maybe also drop by Zach's, check on him, hear what he has to say. He has also read the damn letter. Has also been saying odd things about a bunch of photographs. I might as well while I'm here playing a paranormal detective. Or was it supernatural? I can't remember. Whatever, it wouldn't hurt anyone if I tried to get to the bottom of this. If nothing comes out of this, good. Everyone can shut up about stupid curses, and we can finally get back on track with our lives. On to more important stuff. If there is something.
Are you two done?
There is some confusion when I don't see her familiar ponytail about, only to find her standing behind the door to her apartment seconds later. Isabel holds it open, for only slightly, as if to hide from anyone who might happen to pass by. This early and on late weekend, I doubt anyone would. But from the gap and what little light there is behind her, I could make out the appearance of someone who has just clearly gotten off from bed. Hair in a complete disarray, eyes still heavy with sleep, and a small pout on her lips. She hasn't even gotten out of her pajamas. I want to see, damn it. I bet she looks cute. I look away long before my sense of decorum kicks in. We might be friends, I even dare say we've grown closer over the years, but that doesn't extend beyond the bounds of propriety. Propriety. Yeah, Christ, even Rebecca never greets early visitors in her sleep clothes. That's fine. Okay, another reason to like Isabella, actually. For maybe it's her fault why she's up this early. Still, it makes a slow claw up my neck, when I quickly downplay with a solid cuff. Yeah.
Isabella, you're up early.
Lame.
No, I'm not. I'm usually up at this hour. You're the one that usually sucks at getting up early.
Says the person who looks like she's just fallen out of bed.
Instead of the usual quip, she simply averts her gaze to some point beside her, and although it only flashes briefly across her face, an expression of hurt flickers in her eyes. It appears the second she turns her attention back to me, but that moment has sent a weird twinge in my stomach. I've seen it on her plenty of times before, just never in a manner that unsettles. It feels, I don't know, off this time. I didn't say anything wrong, did I?
Hey, are you...
Anyway, was that Becca with you? You both sound like Mama and Papa when they fight. You're awfully loud. If we get another memo from the landlady, I'm asking the guard to ban you from ever entering this place.
Me? Becca's the one almost shouting.
Yeah, well, she lives here. You don't. You have no excuse. You're the suspicious-looking person.
Thanks. Glad at least one person appreciates how I pretty up this place.
Don't flatter yourself. This place would be so much better without having to see your face every few days.
She follows it up with another pout. But her ruffled appearance, particularly how puffy her eyes are not just now, takes away from the intimidating effect she's trying to show. Really, right now she just looks more like an angry puppy. I might have laughed had it not given me another nagging sense that something's definitely wrong with her. What? Has she been crying earlier? That is worrying. She rarely does that. The only time it happened, the one time I've ever seen her genuinely tear up over something. I think it was after Devlin Court, the night at the bridge. I want to ask. She seems determined to keep it to herself for... I wonder why. And what it might be about. I mean, technically can be a few things, but still, right? I'm super curious.
Belle, did something...
About yesterday, Ash. The things we talked about. Do you think we can take a look at it today?
We? I never said you're coming with me. Don't worry, I didn't forget about it. You'll be the first to know if I find anything.
No, I want to go with you. I'll be ready in a few. This won't take long.
Isabella, you really don't have to. I can handle it on my own. You'll just...
I won't get in the way, I promise. Besides, maybe I can help. You know, if there are files you want to check.
I don't like what she's implying. It's true, LIPD is having a hard time with this, but taking Isabella with me, it's out of the question. Under normal circumstances.
You're the one who's going to get in trouble if you do that.
You said it yourself. You need information, and I can help you get that.
Eh.
And it's not like it matters anymore. I just don't want to stand around doing nothing today.
There it is again. The slight shift in her eyes, the mild crease forming between her eyebrows, and the mild slump in her shoulders while she crosses her arms tightly around herself. Like she's shielding herself from whatever painful thing there is out there. I have plenty of reasons why I shouldn't let her tag along. First and foremost, she's a civilian. Second, I have no concrete plan of action yet. I'm going into this blind. No matter how I look at it, it's simply better for her to just wait so she won't be dragged into what might be another one of my failures. Her assumptions might be a dead end for all we know. But seeing the expression of her, hearing her speak those words out loud in a desperate, almost pleading tone, I can't bring myself to say no. So I give in, because right there I see myself in her. The person who doesn't want to say ill, who doesn't want to think of the problems haunting him.
Alright, 5 minutes.
What? You're timing me?
Well, I can't wait forever. I'm a very busy guy. 4 minutes and 45 seconds, Isabella.
I hate you so much. I'm taking back what I said last week. You haven't changed at all.
4 minutes and 30 seconds, 29, 28. I'd hurry if I were you.
Ugh, you're awful! I hope you never get a girlfriend.
She slams the door. Right after. Over my chuckles, the mirth and the lightness in it linger. With her, those have always come easy somehow, even as its echoes fade and only the ghost of a smile remains.
It's not like I'm looking for anyone else.
I want to tell her, damn it! It's not because I can't. I won't. I'm the one who has chosen not to, until I fix myself, until I found myself underneath all that guilt and those lies I've been telling all these years. Because no matter how heavy the wave of these feelings are, I'm not yet worthy of them. Of her. I mean, until then, little words and gestures are the only things I can offer. Minor stuff, such as digging deeper into this thing with BRC in order to ease her worries. I'm not even sure if this will give us anything, unlike with the firm case, which already have proper leads on. I'm just going by her word on this. Speaking of the Luxburn firm case, I still have to inform the professor. There are apprehensions there for sure. I've made those promises to men, and I would have preferred to tell him in person, not over the phone. But it's better for him to hear it from me rather than from a stranger. The railings offer a steady support while I wait for him to answer. I'd like to think I can do this without losing my nerve, or so John or quickly. What was the new thing? Come on, she looked cute. Disturbed by the ruckus outside her, Isabella reprimanded Ashton for the noise. The latter noted her disheveled appearance and puffy eyes. Of before he could ask about it, she brought up the issue with BRC again, and instead they both looked into it that night. Cute pajamas as well. Anyway, my grip on the bars surely tightens for once the call connects.
Ashton! Not running today, Professor?
He's usually at the park on late Sunday mornings as long as it isn't raining cats and dogs. Keeps him young and healthy, he says, and he's certainly fit for a man of his age with a sedentary job.
Oh, no, not today.
He's definitely at the usual place for. Tears and laughter, likely from children and families, filter through the receiver. I tend to avoid the park precisely because of this. No use reminding myself of the could haves when it's already over. I'm still well with her career. That's also fine the last time I visited. Although neither remarried. They're both content with their lives as it is. I'm probably the only one still caught up with it, hence my aversion. But all in all, it's still a pleasant sight to see, if you're the kind who takes joy in such sights like Professor Clark does.
Just thought I'd enjoy the nice weather before it takes a turn for the norm again. And to what do I owe the pleasure?
The guy certainly seems happy right now. In any case, I almost don't want to break the news to him. But it's better to get this off quick as long as he doesn't shoot the messenger. He's not the type. However, long-held resentment can change a person. Even someone as mild-mannered as the professor.
I was hoping to talk to you about the case.
I suppose I'm just the downer today. As soon as I say those words, he pauses and the lightness in his voice is gone in an instant. Every time... Okay, you know what? I'm freaking disturbed by the fact his cell phone is in this state. Like, god damn it! How in the world can you do this through phone? Anyway, back to the game. Every time we've talked about this in the past, he does that. He's probably trying to gauge the situation based on the tone of my voice. Perhaps it's a good thing I'm delivering this news through the phone. Who knows what he'll see in my face and my mannerisms. The art of keen observation. I learned it from the man. He probably already has an idea what this might be about from my manner of speaking alone.
You aren't in trouble, are you?
For a second I hesitated, looking at the dirt beneath my shoes. But I managed, and eventually, after a long, rugged draw breath, I pick up where I've left off, full still fumbling with my words.
Well, I'm in a bit of trouble, if you can call it that.
Ashton,
He only assumes that tone when there's a reprimand at his heels.
But I'm not in danger or anything.
you've said that same excuse a million times before, Detective Inspector. That exhausted rasp in your voice tells a different story.
It's nothing like what you're thinking. Don't worry. I was just... I was taken off the Luxborn firm case.
I expect anger, frustration, maybe even disappointment. But all he gives me is a small sigh of relief.
Is that so? Well, at least you aren't in danger. Liz wouldn't be too happy if she heard you right now.
Liz? Aunt Liz, she insisted I call her his late wife. A sweet-tempered one by so many standards. They were never blessed with kids and contented herself with simply managing their bakery. But she's the closest I had to a mom in the few years I had known her. The professor too. In the absence of my own parents in my life, the two feel the age their divorce left in me.
Believe me, you'd get an earful. You don't want to show up at her doorstep looking like you haven't slept a wink either.
How many years has it been since? 9? 10? I can still remember it vividly. Two men primly dressed, briefcases in hand and a stern look on each of their faces. They were already frequent visitors to the bakery for a few months. Something about the lot being a prime property in downtown Luxburn. I think they were hoping to settle the deal with them, but neither of the couple gave in to their demands. Why should they? That quaint little shop was a dream for them. Outlet sent me home early that night after a fruitless wait for the professor. The next morning, news of bakery raids to the ground had spread across the whole city. One casualty. A few weeks later, the property was sold to Wright Enterprise. A fucking hotel now stands in its place. Of course, an investigation was launched after the incident. The name Luke Wright was briefly at the center of it, but with lack of evidence, the case ultimately went cold. The professor hides it well, however I can tell that he hates that man to this day. He might even blame Luke Wright for every tragedy that happens in the city. He has never blamed me for when I'm as equally responsible. I knew something's off the moment those men stepped inside the shop. I could have saved her that night. I could have prevented anything from happening to her, called for help or whatever. I didn't. So it continues to eat at me until today, the guilt. The Luxburn firm case would have been our chance at reopening that old case if we could prove Luke Wright of his crimes. Instead we're back to square one. Yet all he has for me are words of comfort. To think he can still be this concerned about me after my carelessness, after I've broken another promise a second time. People never cease to amaze me.
You might think that you have failed as an officer. Or maybe you think that you have failed me. And you know more than anyone. I would love to see that man taken down. If anyone deserves to be tried in high court, it's him. But I'm glad nothing's happened to you while you were working on this. That's what's most important. I'd hate to get news like that again.
Suddenly he stops. I imagine a thoughtful look, flashing his eyes, as he thumbs the wedding band on his rear finger before he continues. Another habit. He has never removed it since that day. He has never thought once to remarry, even if he managed to continue with his life and return to some semblance of normalcy. It's his way of honoring her. I suppose when he couldn't bring to justice the man responsible for his loss. Some people are just hard to forget.
It's not like another death. Yours or even his will bring back my wife.
Silence fell between us afterwards. I don't quite know what to say after that, really. Should I apologize? Show some sympathy? Going into this, I should have thought of something other than just breaking the news to him. As it is, it seems that the only thing we can do is feel sorry for each other's misfortunes.
I apologize too, for putting you up to this.
In another occasion, under different circumstances, I might have accepted that, but...
You didn't have to, but you've already done more than any officer who has investigated this. So don't worry about this, old man. I know your department's people all have their hands full recently too. What with the upsetting news we've been getting as of late. Deaths almost every day. I'm not entirely sure if that has anything to do with the other. It seems too big even for someone like him. But if this is that man's doing...
Professor, please.
Maybe things around me hadn't started going beyond my control. The letter that mentioned the supposed curse behind those eyes will still be quick to blame it all on the bastard too. But as much as I want to keep holding him responsible for it, to add another to his list of sins, it might not be the case. Agreeing will only cut a deeper wound on the professor. I don't want him to keep clinging to this resentment for much longer. He has already gone through so many years of it. This kind of anger is a sword that blinds people. Despite his reassurances, the bitterness still seeps into every syllable he utters. It's one thing for me to act like this. It's painful to watch someone I've considered second father to go down this path.
Please don't apologize. It's really alright. I can try to get it back on Monday when I meet with the chief. No promises, but if not, I'll make sure to keep an ear out for any news. Chief said he's passing it on to a senior officer. I should be able to catch a few tidbits every once in a while. But I swear I won't just give up on this. I'll do everything in my power to get Aunt Liz's case reopened for you.
Promises? Again, a bad habit at this point. I wish I could do more for him. This time, I've prided myself over being the one to always know. Because only aside from Wright and the murders plaguing the city, I have ghosts and curses to worry about, things that are completely out my depth. Professor Clark's right in some way. Things would be so much easier if we just blamed Luke Wright for all of this. At least finding evidence would be a breeze, and I'd be all too happy to put him in a place he belongs. Although, if he was in any way also complicit to what's happening, the legalities have my hands tied. But maybe that's my fault. I might have mistaken to close the case once and for all last night. If only I had done a better job during the party. But then the commotion. There was Hannah Wright, Rebecca distracting me from my purpose too. I'd include that gate crusher as well, even though it's only for a moment. So many things have gone wrong last night that...
This isn't a prank! I saw something! See? This is why I didn't want to tell you guys! It's not a joke! Will you guys listen to me first? I saw something in the house earlier. It stood right in front of me. If I hadn't gotten away, that thing might have...
Last night, at a party.
But it's real! What do you think I saw? It happened after, when I was trying to get away. I almost got stuck in the same room with that thing. We're all in danger. I thought you were my friends. Why don't you believe me?
That woman.
Why don't we all calm down first? I'm sure Isabella has her reasons too. No need to be hard on her.
Shit. If that was what Isabel had been warning us about, if it was the same thing Rebecca talked about last night, or what Zach told me about a few days prior, how many of these instances have I dismissed since reading the letter? How many have I ignored and passed off as some effect of fatigue or lack of sleep? Even last night, a hallucinogen lacing the food is the first thing I considered, purely because that's what my training dictates. It's a mindset I've grown used to. It's a setting the gears in my head automatically takes in a situation like that. Of course, I'm not discounting all of that yet until I have enough information, something to form a conclusion from. Proof in whatever form it may come. But thinking straight is impossible when all of a sudden all your beliefs are being upturned in the most violent way possible at that. Jesus, I need a sounding board, I need to talk to someone and Zach's the best person for that.
I have to go, Professor.
Oh, no problem. But what are you...
I don't have time to stop and listen to what the professor has to say, as I cut the call short. In the same second, Isabel emerges from her apartment, fully dressed and ready for the day. As usual, she greets me with a smile, but it falls just as fast once she catches a glimpse of my face. Shame, that would have been the first comfort thing I see today. It annoys me that I'm partially responsible for the worried one replacing it. I must look close to a picture of someone choking or dying because there is nothing but concerning the first word she speaks.
Ash, are you... Do you need to go to the bathroom?
While waiting for Isabella, Ashton called Professor and to inform him of his dismissal for the Luxburn farm case. One Landry assured him that it was fine, that he promised to keep an eye on the case. An eye. However, a realization cut the conversation short.
Yeah, no, I don't, okay? But we should hurry. Come on, don't forget to lock your door.
Seriously, you look like you're about to fall over. Are you alright? Because if you're planning to faint right here, I won't be able to carry you.
Yes, don't mind me. I just remembered some... stuff from last night. I need to talk to Z-Man about this. Mind if we drop by his place first?
Shouldn't we call him? To let him know? It's still pretty early, though we'd probably arrive there around noon. Also, what do you mean about this? Is Zach...
He was also there when I opened the letter, right? He read it too. I'm sure he's fine, but it wouldn't hurt to check on him. To make sure. See if he'll say the same things you told me yesterday.
If he's also being saying things. If he's also the same woman I saw last night.
I'm not saying there's really a curse yet, but we have to look at this from every possible angle. And don't worry, he won't mind. He's probably just watching TV right now. Let's go.
Okay, but speak up if you're not feeling well. You really look like you're choking on something. You didn't have to do this for me in the first place.
You know it's not as simple as that.
We head down to my car. Oh my god, what a beautiful sound. In record time, with not a single second wasted to hit the road and drive to Zach's place. If anyone fast, other than Isabella, who knows anything about what's going on, who can help sort the mumbled mess my mind is? It's got to be him. He listened to her. And he probably will listen to you. You will listen to him. And we will beat the crap of that bitch. Anywho, let's end the episode. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you tomorrow as well. Bye bye.